This week brought new light to the horror that exists in this country and the complete disregard some people have for innocent human life. We'll look at the bills, we'll look at the comments that sparked outrage and reminded us all that the lives lost due to abortion are far worse than the lives lost in Auschwitz during World War II. Plus, some say walls are immoral. We'll take a look at the latest border security progress that's going on in Washington, and we'll also look at those who are actually protecting themselves with walls of their own. I'm Bobby Eberly. This is a 13-minute news hour.
God bless the United States of America.
All right, welcome to the show. Please subscribe to the channel and also hit the bell so that you'll get notifications, and check us out on social media. We've got a lot to go over today, so let's just jump right into it. Of course, the big news this week is the abortion controversy. And I just want to say that this is an issue that is very close to me. I've always been pro-life, and I've always tried to move the bar in the direction of eliminating once and for all abortions in this country. And I think that what we've seen from millennials is they're more willing to value life and value restrictions, but there are those in power that haven't gotten that message yet. And what we saw this week is it's just tragic. First of all, we have New York State, which passed a bill that basically allows abortion up until the moment of birth. This was signed by Governor Cuomo. It was celebrated with lights and fanfare and media attention. Here's how it was reported by WGN in Chicago. This law also addresses late-term abortions. Under New York's Reproductive Health Act, they can be performed after 24 weeks if the fetus is not viable or when necessary to protect the life of the mother. So right there, you have a completely 100% false statement. Take a look again at the chart. I added the actual text from the bill, and you could see life or health. So this is the misleading part that people try in the media to push down people's throats, that it's all about the life of the mother. It's all about the life of the mother. Well, first of all, you have the life of the baby to consider, which they don't. And the other thing is, they don't just talk about the life of the mother. They talk about the life or the health. And then when you get into the health, that means mental or physical health. And that's where all these loopholes open, and you open up the Pandora's box of basically abortion on demand for any reason whatsoever, at any time whatsoever. And this was driven home this week. Just look at the comments that were given during testimony of a Virginia bill that was similar to New York's to allow late-term abortion.
Where it's obvious that a woman is about to give birth. She has physical signs that she is about to give a birth. Would that still be a point at which she could request an abortion if she was so certified? She's dilating.
Mr. Chairman, that would be a decision that the doctor, the physician, and the woman would make.
I understand that. I'm asking
point.
if your bill allows that.
My bill would allow that, yes.
All right, that clip kind of speaks for itself. And to clarify what Delegate Tran was trying to say, Governor Northam went on the radio, and here's what he said.
If a mother is in labor, I can tell you exactly what would happen. The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mother.
So as you can see, if you're not shocked by those comments, then I don't know what's going on with you, because he basically said that the baby would be made comfortable. That means the baby is delivered. The baby is born and made comfortable until such decisions are made on the future of this child. So the baby could be born, it could sit there, and then they decide they don't want it. That's what he said, and he even in a follow-up press conference basically reaffirmed that notion. So what are we talking about here? What, according to him, I'd love for reporters to ask him, how long does that last? Now, if abortions can be made not just up until birth, but after birth, then how long is the period before this person who is a person from conception, is a person in the eyes of Virginia law. Is it 1 minute after birth? Is it 5 minutes? Do the parents take the child home to test him out for a little bit? I mean, where do you draw the line if you make a comment like that? It's absolutely insane, and it brought shock to a lot of people in this country, and rightfully so. And what astounded me is that this truly was the big story of the week. And Fox News yesterday had a big headline with the governor trying to clarify what he was talking about. But I looked on other websites. I scanned the news in the evening. CBS had a story on its website, but CNN, ABC, MSNBC, USA Today, none of them covered it. None of them covered this story. And it's just tragic to see this attitude, this disregard for innocent human life. And I just want to go over some stats with you that show just how tragic this is. Now, doing a little bit of research, from the period of 1940 to 1945, the concentration camp in Auschwitz, it's estimated that 1.1 million people died at that concentration camp from 1940 to 1945. It was tragic, that camp and the other camps, what they did to the Jews. It's no wonder it's called a Holocaust. Well, we have a Holocaust going on right here in this country. So let's compare Auschwitz with Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood averages about 325,000 abortions per year. That means in the span of time, less than World War II, they will beat Auschwitz. That's how many babies are killed under Planned Parenthood. And I'm just focusing on Planned Parenthood because our tax dollars go to them. We have had a Republican Congress for the first 2 years under President Trump, and they continue to pass bills that would fund Planned Parenthood. But outside of that, the whole abortion industry, in 2008, there was 1.2 million abortions performed in the U.S. In 2017, there was 882,000. So overall, each year, we almost match what happened at Auschwitz during the entire time of World War II. It's absolutely tragic. Now, I want to go over some stats because what some of these people on the left say is that, these are extreme circumstances and abortion should be rare and we don't encourage it. It's for these difficult circumstances. Well, let's take a look at some stats from Florida that were found at abort73.com. Here are some of the reasons. They ask the reason for the abortion when it occurs. And you can see things like incest or woman's life in danger, rape, physical health, things like that. Okay, add all those up, and then you get to the last column. 98.59% of all abortions in Florida during this year, 2015, were for convenience. 98.598%. Okay, so the cases of rape or incest or life or things like that are so rare, it's almost statistically not happening. Abortion in the abortion industry is about convenience, and we need to value human life. We need to say that someone's feelings do not trump someone's right to life. And until we change that mentality, we're going to get more and more bills like we saw signed into law in New York, luckily stopped in committee in Virginia, I think because of this outrage. Every Democrat that was on the subcommittee voted to move that bill forward. It was shut down by the Republicans, but you can see just how crazy that this really is. Okay, let's move on. That's an ongoing issue. We also need to talk about border security. Yesterday, Nancy Pelosi went on the air, and here's what she had to say about the ongoing negotiations of the border security bill that they want to send to President Trump.
Whatever conference agreement that they have, are you committed to bringing that to the floor for a vote?
Well, if they come out with a bipartisan consensus, of course.
Even if it includes border wall money, though?
We're not having a negotiation over this right now. They're having a negotiation over it in there. There's not going to be any wall money in the legislation.
So there you have it. She says that there will be no wall funding. So how is that a negotiation? President Trump has given on DACA and TPS. He has reopened the government. He has done the things that the Democrats want. And she's already saying before the negotiations can really begin that there will be no border wall funding. And the fact of the matter is that walls work. Where they've been used in San Diego and El Paso and Tucson, they work. Illegal immigration has gone down 90% or more in those locations. And what's funny is I want to point out a great series that's been going on that kind of really shows Nancy Pelosi just how absurd this idea is that walls are immoral and walls don't work. Daily Caller has a great series called Walls Across America, and they're going around and they're checking out who protects themselves from outsiders, from intruders, who surrounds their loved ones with protection. Let's take a look. Here's one particular stop.
We are here in front of a fantastic wall, all right? This thing is massive. It's really big. It has signs that says you're on camera. It's got security, clearly. This wall belongs to none other than one of Donald Trump's harshest critics in all of media and all of comedy and all of entertainment. His name's Jimmy Kimmel.
Okay, so we have Jimmy Kimmel. All right, let's go on. Here's another one.
There's multiple walls, multiple layers. It's 20 feet tall, no doubt about it. It's huge. This is the wall to end all walls, my God, and it belongs to one of my favorite anti-Trump comedians, Chelsea Handler.
So yeah, Chelsea Handler, she's bashed Trump as often as she can, but they don't stop there. Here's another stop on the Daily Caller's tour across America.
Look at this. This is a huge, giant natural wall. Look at how big this is. This giant wall here belongs to one of the funniest men in all of Hollywood and one of Donald Trump's biggest critics. His name is Jim Carrey.
So Jim Carrey, but we're not going to stop there. We've got one more, and here you go.
It is not, I repeat, a recreation of the Great Wall of China to keep the Mongolians out. It is, indeed, George Soros's own personal Great Wall.
So there you have it. George Soros protects himself and his family and his goods, his property with a wall. It's about protection. It's about letting people in that are supposed to be in and keeping the bad guys out. That's what it's all about. And they work. Stats show that it works. The reason that we're having this impasse is because the Democrats are not serious about border security. They don't want to do anything to shut down the flow of illegal immigration because they know that's the voting bloc for them for the future, and they're going to stop at nothing to prevent Trump from getting this wall. So hopefully he'll move forward. If he has to militarize it and declare an emergency, so be it, because the Democrats aren't budging, and he's staked his presidency basically on border security and the border wall. So hopefully they'll get something done. We've only got about 2 weeks until the next shutdown, and we'll see how it goes. So I hope you guys have a good weekend. Thanks for tuning in. The channel is really growing. Please subscribe at this button right here and check out our playlist for past episodes. I'm Bobby Everly. This is a 13-minute news hour.